welcome to this week's Power of. I recently caught myself falling into what I often hear from so many other people, the I don't have time syndrome. Oh, I really want to do this, but I just don't have time. I really want to work out, but I just don't have time. Oh, I wish I could food prep, but I just don't have time. You know what? If people like Richard Branson, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, those kind of people can work out every day, pretty sure that we have time. But I did. I found myself getting into that as well, where, I wanted to have more time to be able to read and learn more and, to do different things and to study more about habits so I could help people more with that. And I found myself saying, I just don't have time. And then I got real with myself and took a hard look at what I was doing with my days. And I realized that I was having a lot of areas that are slack. Things like, just quickly scrolling through social media, and all of a sudden that quickly turns into 45 minutes. Or just quickly gonna watch, 20 minutes of a show, and that turns into 2 shows. Stuff like that. Time wasters, slack, that are eating away at my time that I'm really not even noticing. I was reminded of the power of a schedule, and that has really been my focus in the last couple months, is scheduling my priorities, and it is so effective and works so well. And this sounds somewhat counterintuitive, but this through Craig Groeschel's podcast, and he talks about making a not to do list. Now, this is highly effective. You make a list of the things you're not going to do. For example, I am not going to go on social media between 9 in the morning and 3 p.m. Wow, think about the amount of time that has been wasted on social media between 9 in the morning and 3 in the afternoon. If you were to schedule that of, I am not going to do that then, instead of doing that, you're probably going to be working towards your goals or accomplishing something that actually has a value to it rather than scrolling through social media. Or say between 6:30 p.m. and bedtime, I am not going to snack. It's a not to do list. Things you've made up your mind that you are not going to do. And you actually put those in your schedule. I am not going to do that. I'm not going to do this. Because then it's a reminder when you're feeling like at 9:30 at night, you're like, I feel a little snacky, I feel like I could have something to munch on. You're reminded, no, I committed that I am not going to snack from now until bedtime. It helps you to keep your focus and to remember what you are committed to and to your goals. And of course, that's going to help you get towards your goals. Of course, a big part of a schedule is to schedule your priorities. So for example, food prep. So if being healthy and having delicious healthy meals in the fridge ready to cook when you need them is a priority to you, then schedule your food prep. For example, Sunday from 4 till 6 p.m., I'm going to food prep. And you block that time and you put it on your schedule and you keep that commitment to yourself. You be true to yourself instead of putting off what's actually going to get us towards our goals. It's easy to say, I want this goal. I want to be healthy. I want to shed body fat. I want to, be able to run with my kids or with my grandkids or run up the stairs, that kind of thing. But what's on our schedule, what's prioritized, what we're actually doing shows whether or not we really do want those things. Because we can say we want them all we want, but if we're not doing the action that's needed, we're never going to get to that goal. So you have to schedule your priorities and be true to yourself and keep that. Another thing with scheduling is time blocking. So you go exactly from 2 to 4. That's when I'm going to food prep. Say every day when I come home from work at 3:45 until 4:15, I'm going to have a cup of tea and an energy bite, and I'm just going to relax. And that's when I'm going to take my time to watch that show that I love or scroll through social media, whatever it is that you really enjoy. Block that time out, those exact minutes or hours, so that it's a schedule to follow and it's clear and it's set. And then when it's 4:15, then you stop and you go on to the next thing that you need to do. And it helps keep you accountable. When you have it blocked out in time like that, it helps you to stay accountable to that schedule. And having that exact time when you're going to start and that exact time when you're going to finish, it actually makes it easier for you to stop scrolling or whatever it is that you're doing at that exact time and move on, because you've had your time and you know that you've done what you committed to do, and now you can go on to the next thing. Scheduling actually saves you time, and it also saves decision fatigue. You know, we really do only have a certain amount of willpower every day, and when we're continually making little decisions one after the other, we actually can develop decision fatigue, where you get to the end of the day and it's like, you know what, I don't even want to think about what I need to make for dinner. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to make another decision about it today. Let's just grab something out of the cupboard, or let's just get takeout because I don't want to have to think about this as well. You actually get decision fatigue. Imagine if you don't have to think about what you're going to cook for dinner that night, or you don't have to decide whether or not you're going to work out that day, and if you are, what time you're going to do it at, or what you're going to pack for lunch the next day, or what you're going to have for a snack when you get home because you know you're going to be starving from work. All of that is already done because it's in your schedule and it's prepped, so you don't even have to think about it. It cuts way down on decision fatigue, and you're way more likely to make the choices that are going to lead you towards your goals if you're already scheduled and it's already prepped. And I mean, scheduling is not sexy or fun or exciting necessarily, but it's extremely helpful, and it is a huge tool to help you get to your goals. So I really encourage you to make a schedule, block it out in time. And you know, like I say with the slight edge, it's the little things that we do day after day after day that actually get into big things and helps to accomplish that big goal. It's those little steps every day. And when you have those little steps scheduled and you're prepped for them, it's way easier to make that decision that's going to lead you to your big goal. I love this quote from Martin Luther King. He says, "You don't need to see the whole staircase. You just need to see the next step." And by scheduling, it helps us to see what the next step is. What's my next step tomorrow that's going to lead me to my healthier life or to whatever that goal is? Having that scheduled makes it so much easier. So avoid that decision fatigue. Be prepped. Get yourself closer to your goals by developing a schedule. And if you need help with that, just comment on here or email me, because I have more great ideas on how to do scheduling, because I do it myself now and I find it super helpful. And really, it's just one small step that you can do that's going to make a big difference in getting you towards your goals. So thanks for watching. Feel free to share this video on social media or with a friend that you think would find this helpful. Have an awesome week.